Food is not just sustenance. It is a representation of culture, history, and the intricate interplay of ingredients and techniques. American food is a representation of many different cultures, histories, and you might even say, scraps of its people's various heritages. Oftentimes, American food is created like a fine quilt, many pieces of culture and history woven together to make something incredible. Scrapple, a dish that might evoke both curiosity and skepticism, is itself literally made of scraps. A unique culinary creation with roots in the United States, Scrapple's journey is a testament to the ingenuity of early American settlers, the amalgamation of various culinary traditions, and the relentless pursuit of deliciousness. Scrapple's origin can be traced back to the early colonial days of the United States, particularly in the Pennsylvania Dutch region. The Pennsylvania Dutch story begins with the religious and economic turmoil in Europe during the 17th century. Seeking religious freedom and better economic prospects, many German-speaking immigrants from several regions of Germanic Europe, including the Rhineland and Switzerland, chose to migrate to the New World. The promise of religious tolerance and fertile land led them to Pennsylvania, which was founded by William Penn as a haven for religious dissenters. Upon arrival, the Pennsylvania Dutch settlers established tight-knit communities that preserved their language, customs, and traditions. These communities were primarily rural and centered around agriculture. They built distinctive barns, houses, and other structures that reflected their architectural style. The Pennsylvania Dutch also introduced a rich tradition of arts and crafts, including intricate folk art, quilting, funny hats, and knowing how the sausage is made. Scrapple emerged as a product of necessity and resourcefulness, highlighting the settlers' determination to make use of every part of the animals they raised or hunted. Although it is the Native Americans who are always remembered for using every part of the buffalo, this resourcefulness used to be commonplace in most of the world anytime before the Industrial Revolution. During times when food preservation was limited and meat consumption was central to survival, people sought ways to maximize the value of their livestock. The creation of Scrapple revolved around the concept of utilizing all parts of the pig. After butchering the animal, the leftover scraps, such as the head, feet, and other odds and ends, were simmered until the meat fell off the bones. These meats were then finely ground or chopped, creating a base for the dish. To this mixture, cornmeal and spices were added, creating a thick and flavorful porridge-like consistency. If that doesn't sound appetizing, then you are clearly not in danger of starving in the American wilderness, so be grateful. Once these ingredients have been mixed together, the mixture is poured into pans or molds and left to set before being cut into servings, fried, and served hot. In modern times, Scrapple is typically served on a breakfast plate alongside eggs, potatoes, and toast. But creative chefs have also used it to make sandwiches, or creams and gravies with it to be served on biscuits, or even serving Scrapple alongside sauerkraut and apple butter in true Pennsylvania Dutch fashion. Scrapple's story is not solely about making the best of available resources, it's also a tale of culinary fusion. The dish's creators drew upon their European heritage, combining traditional sausage-making techniques with local ingredients and methods. The German influence on Scrapple is particularly notable, as it has many similarities to the sausage-making traditions and techniques of the Germanic people. As the United States expanded and the concept of regional cuisine developed, Scrapple began to spread beyond its Pennsylvania Dutch origins. It made its way into other regions, adapting to local tastes and resources along the way. However, despite its expansion, Scrapple remained a regional dish, often associated with mid-Atlantic states such as Pennsylvania, Delaware, and Maryland. Scrapple's lack of expansion is somewhat of a mystery, but it is generally attributed to the United States having too many other breakfast meats to compete with, and thus remaining relatively unknown. Whatever the reason, fans of Scrapple don't mind being in on this secret. Throughout its history, Scrapple has faced both challenges and controversies. Some people were put off by the notion of consuming various pork parts, especially when they were unfamiliar with the dish's cultural context. Additionally, changes in food regulations and health concerns led to debates about the safety and hygiene of using certain parts of the pig, In reality, modern farm-raised pork is as safe to eat as any other meat as long as it is fully cooked. And with the minimal processing and ingredients involved with making it, it is probably a healthier option than processed meats like Spam. In recent decades, hipsters and food-addicted Americans have brought a resurgence of interest in traditional and regional foods. This trend has brought Scrapple back into the spotlight, with chefs and food enthusiasts celebrating its history, simplicity, and unique flavors. Additionally, modern adaptations of Scrapple have emerged, catering to diverse dietary preferences and health considerations. Vegetarian and vegan versions of Scrapple have been developed, using plant-based ingredients to replicate the dish's distinctive texture and taste. Although one might be inclined to question whether plant-based is referring to a manufacturing plant with the amount of processing it takes to make vegetables and legumes taste, smell, and look like pork. Scrapple is more than a relic of the past. It's a living testament to the enduring nature of food culture. The enduring popularity of Scrapple speaks to the significance of food culture and preserving culinary traditions. In an era of mass-produced and homogenized foods, dishes like Scrapple remind us of the importance of connecting with our heritage and embracing the flavors that define our history. As food culture continues to evolve, it's essential to celebrate both the old and the new, acknowledging the stories behind each dish. Scrapple's journey from a humble and resourceful dish to a celebrated culinary creation mirrors the evolution of American culture. It is a reminder that the history of food is intertwined with human ingenuity, necessity, and the desire for taste experiences that are simultaneously comforting and adventurous.